Hope it is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
So as I said, compaction generally, as I said, we need to find out the optimum moisture content from the laboratory test, okay, and the maximum dry density. But how generally we do in the field? So we use this smooth and wheel roller, okay, heavy, which covers 100% of area, okay, and contact pressure can be up to 380, okay. And this particular compaction is effective only up to 200 to 300 okay, that means 20-30 centimeter only, okay. So you might have seen in the villages and where the people lay down the roads, okay, we use. And as I said, nowadays not only static, there would be dynamic compaction also, in the sense this roller also may vibrate, okay, drum drum may also vibrate. And in the foreign countries, they, you could see, they use the tires also, okay, pneumatic rubber tire. Here 80% of the coverage area, okay, but contact pressure would be high. In by using this one, both granular and the fine grained soil can be compacted, okay. So because of this one, there would be some kneading action, okay. So can be used for highways, okay, earthen dams and so on. And there are some vibratory, smaller size of vibratory roller also, okay. Whatever you are able to see in the figure, okay. Wherever we cannot use our bigger size of roller, right? In that case, are inaccessible points, okay, where places where we cannot access. In that case, we can use these vibratory rollers, okay, by using the plates for a granular soil or a cement, concrete, and so on, okay. So generally, this also can be used, okay, and this is very important, okay. Uh, This is like a rectangular shape, protrusion of feet attached to a steel drum, okay, like our feet. So because of the kneading action, this particular roller would be used for the clay soil, because of it is called the sheep foot roller, okay. So like sheep foot, there would be some kneading action, okay. Because of that, what happens, this particular type of roller will try to compact the clay type of soil. It is not effective for the sandy soil, because we cannot use this kneading action, may not required, okay. So but in the case of clay soil, this kind of kneading action can be used, okay. So very effective on the clay soil, okay, that you must remember, okay. Sheep foot roller, okay, it is called sheep foot roller. And there are some rollers like provides at a deeper depth compaction, okay. Impact roller, okay, it will try to drop from some height, and we can give the impact load, okay. It is effective uh, 2 to 3 2 to 3 meter depth, okay. It's effective for 2 to 3 meter, like example airfield. And suppose I want to construct a uh, platform or a airfield, right, where taking off and the flights takes place, right, huge ground, there we will use this, because flight also lands with the impact load, okay. So so that's the reason we can, because the particular ground where flights takes place, okay, okay, or lands, should be very strong, okay, should be should resist against the impact load also. So we use this kind of impact roller also, okay. And the tamping foot roller, this is one more type of like a foot, okay. And it is best suited for the fine grained soil like silt and the clay soil, okay. Static weight and the kneading action would be there, okay. Contact pressure would be very high, okay, 1400 to the 8,400 kpm, but coverage of area may be less, okay, 40% of the coverage area, in the sense the roller, when you try to roll it, right, coverage area, okay, 40% would be coverage area, but there would be needing action, okay. Because of that, we can use this kind of roller for a clay type of soil. So mesh are a grid pattern roller, general 50% coverage, which has, and it is ideally suited for the rocky soil, gravelly soil, sandy soil, okay, because rocks may break with this mesh, okay. So this particular mesh kind of grid roller can be used, okay, for a rocky soil, okay. Rocky, some soil will have soft rocks, okay, some soft rocks, so we can use this kind of roller also. And this is vibrating drum and smooth wheel roller, okay. So wherever you cannot access, okay, looking like a tanker, okay, so this kind of roller also can be used, okay. So achieved, the shallow surface compaction is achieved, generally the shallow surface, okay, achieved by the static pressure and or a dynamic, okay, or by impact or a vibration roller, okay. So smooth, in the static rollers we have smooth steel rollers, pneumatic tires, ship foot roller, grid. In the impact and vibratory equipment we have tampers, rammers, okay, vibrating rollers, impact rollers, and so on. Now this is all about the static. You could see for a lesser depth. Okay, for a lesser depth, we use this kind of rollers and all. Suppose I want to construct or a compact a soil at a greater than a few meters, means few meters, okay. So 20, 30, 40 meters, so more than that, okay. In that case, we use the dynamic compaction also, okay. For any bigger size of project, okay, if the soil is uh, loose. Okay, in that case, we use this dynamics compaction also. Okay, there are some companies. So look at this picture. Okay, uh, it is the compaction of unsaturated or highly permeable saturated granular material by heavy tamping. Okay, so response of the tamping is very immediate. Okay, so weight of range from the 6 to 172 ton. Tons means 1000 kg. Okay, so 6000 kg to the 17,000 kgs weight would be dropped from a height of 10 to 40-meter height. It will be dropped by using the cranes and so on. Okay. So this method generally they in the 30s, okay, 1930s, Germany have used this kind of methods, and even it is very common nowadays. Okay, the improvement by the heavy tamping of saturated coaxial material, in which the response to the tamping is largely dependent. Okay, excess pore water pressure are generated, and the result of that dissipation over several hours may take place. Okay, so because of that, suppose soil which is holding some pore water pressure in the voids, because of that it it takes some time to dissipate, okay. So this again you could see from the near that how the look at the weight, okay, very heavy, and in addition to that one tire also added, okay, or some vehicle tire. So this mass of concrete can be concrete also, okay, made of concrete, and there would be hook, okay, to lift, then it would be dropped from the 10 to 15-meter height, okay. So likewise, nowadays, even all developed countries, they have all bigger equipments for uh, compaction. You could see that mass is lifted for a height of 50 feet, and then then it is dropped. Okay, when it hits the surface, look at here. Okay, so I will show some more pictures. So after dropping it, there you could see some craters. Okay, those dropping holes, whatever you could see marking, is called the craters. Okay, I will show some more pictures. So this is what how the it looks like with dynamic compaction. Okay, and this is suitable for a granular soils. Okay, uh, landfill, crust deposit. Okay, these are all called the craters. Okay, these are all created by the impact load. Again, to be backfilled in the sense, again we'll add soil into it. Okay, or a sand into it. Again we will compact it. So this is again it shows. So this technique we use for a very big projects. Okay, very big project. You might have seen some made of soils. Okay, uh, many projects you could see. uh, Even we have created the artificial islands like palm tree like in Dubai. Okay, and even so many airports. Okay, in Japan, in Singapore, many places, smaller countries. Okay, so they don't have much land. Okay, because the country is very small, so they'll bring this made of soil from somewhere, and soil would be compacted. Okay, and they have done small islands, also artificial islands, where they have constructed their airports, like uh, so likewise there a lot of use. We use many equipment for compaction. Okay, so most soil types can be improved, including silt or some clay soils also can be improved. Okay, uh, but it is mainly compaction is mainly used for the granular soil. Okay, so because other method, like as I said, uh, consolidation and some other method also can be used generally, that is expulsion of water, but compaction we use granular soil only. Okay, generally granular soil is suitable, I can say. Okay, with by using compaction, because sometimes if it is very difficult to compact the clay soil, it's very difficult because it's sticky in nature. Okay, the one side you compact, other side it will come out. Okay, so we cannot compress clay soil, but it is a well graded soil or a sandy soil. Okay, which has a lesser amount of clay and more amount of sand and the gravel. That kind of soil can be easily compacted. Okay, so then particularly useful for compacting the rock fields and for a boulder soil where other method cannot be applied, waste dumps, sanitary landfills, mine waste. So nowadays, we have generating a lot of waste. Okay, so those waste can also be compacted. Okay, in the landfill we can use it, and after that waste we can convert it into as a fertilizer also. Okay, so a lot of research is going on in this area actually. uh, so we can find out the degree of improvement. So they have some pattern. Okay, while compacting dynamic compaction. So look at these pictures. Okay, how beautiful it is. Okay, deep craters are formed by tamping. I Again it may be filled with the sand. Okay, then so some energy transformation also takes place. Okay, so 67% maybe Rayleigh waves, then shear waves and the compressive waves. Okay, so because of that also the compaction takes place. We can evaluate also actually. So by using SPT, CPT test, there are some tests. Okay, that anyway we'll see it. Okay, uh, in geotechnical engineering too, you will see how we can control the compaction in the field also. Okay, this already formula we have seen it. Okay, so how we can find out the relative compaction in the field and in the laboratory multiplied by 100 will give the relative compaction. Generally, a typical required would be generally 90 to 95. We will get it easily. Okay. So with that, okay. So these are another topic actually, dewatering techniques. I mean, so when you try to dewater also, effective stress increases and we can make the soil more compact. Okay. So in the field, what do you do is uh, where the water table is very at a shallow depth. Okay. So we will do dewatering. Okay. Why we'll do dewatering? Because of this one, water table reduces. When the water table goes down, what will happen? The effective stress increases. We have seen that one in the effective stress chapter. Okay, how the water table uh, affects the total stress, effective stress, pore water pressure, and that. So always we should see that water table at a greater depth. Okay, so otherwise what happens? We should select a site where in an elevated place in such a way that the water table is at a greater depth so that it won't affect our construction. Okay, that's the reason. So likewise, these are the ground techniques actually. Okay, so with that I think compaction we have done with it. We have seen how we can compact the soil in the field and in the laboratory, how we can correlate with that. So this also we have seen line of optimum. So because of compact effort, okay, modified compact structures also we have seen the left side is flocculated when it becomes dense, okay, and the structure become dispersed, okay. These things also we have seen last class. There are two types of the uh, method in the laboratory, okay. One is standard Proctor, second one is modified Proctor, okay. So with that, what I'll do is I'll try to stop today. So I don't want